What is up, you guys? In this video, we're going to talk about feeling productive versus actually being productive. And I'm going to give you 3 ways to be truly productive versus just thinking that you're productive, because they're not the same thing. I used to be addicted to that feeling of productivity, and I still have to fight that urge to this day. It's a work in progress that I constantly battle with and have been recently, and that's why I'm making this video now, because it's top of mind. I used to think that working hard was correlated with making more money or having more success. You know, the more you worked, the harder you grind, the more successful you will be. And to an extent, it does play a part. You do have to still work hard. But the difference is, just because you work hard, it doesn't mean you're actually going to be successful. Like, working hard and being successful aren't like fully correlated. And I'm trying to, there we go. The trick is you have to be working on the right things. And yes, you still have to work hard. But you have to work hard on the right things. Otherwise, you'll just work and work and work and never really, actually grow your business. So if you've been feeling stuck and like this is maybe resonating so far, then this video is going to be for you. And so today I'm going to go over 3 ways that you can use to become more truly productive, actually productive, and not just feeling productive, actually moving the needle forward, actually making more money, actually growing your business, actually building the business that serves you and your goals and your lifestyle. And those 3 things are to set a deadline, to time block, and to take breaks. There's more. These are my 3 top favorites. But before we go into those, I just want to quickly give you some examples of things that you think are productive, that I've thought are productive, but actually really aren't all that productive. Small tweaks to our website. Constantly changing a headline here, adding another piece of portfolio work there, making all these tweaks and spending hours and hours of hours tweaking our website. Am I saying that's not important? No, but it's not super important work, and you can delegate that, you can outsource it very, very easily. So you can focus on things that are more important that I'm going to go through next, so that your time is the most leveraged and you make the most money in the time that you're working. Spending days or weeks trying to finish editing one video, trying to get a video from like 99% to 100% in your mind, that perfectionism that's in all of us creatives, when you should really just be delivering that work when it's 95% there, even 90% there. That's a topic for another video, perfectionism, but that's just a very top of mind example that I think a lot of you will resonate with, is just trying to make that video perfect, that last little bit, spending hours and hours and hours just on that last little part. You may edit a video up to 90% completion in like 5 hours, and then you spend 12 hours trying to get it from 95 to 100%, and nobody but you is even going to notice. So not super productive. An extensive morning routine that just takes way too long. I am not saying that having a morning routine is not important, because it is. But just to give you a personal example, I cut my morning routine down from like 3 hours to maybe 20, 30 minutes. And I achieved the same effect with both. I'm not going to go into it. That's probably another story for another video, but I was just dragging it out, taking way too long, and lying to myself and thinking that that was productive when it really wasn't. Okay, so another one, at least for me, that used to be very top of mind, that I kind of cut out, listening to way too many podcasts. Information overload. You trick yourself into thinking, I am getting smarter because I'm listening to 6 hours worth of podcasts today, or even 2 hours, or even 1 hour. That's all too much. Like, you probably know what you need to do. Start doing it. Start doing the things that you know you need to do, but you're not. Stop listening to all the podcasts. You're wasting your time. You're not actually being productive. You're not actually putting more money in the bank by doing that. Multitasking. Most of us can't multitask. Myself, very much so included. You can ask my fiance, who's about to be my wife in a week, and we're going to get to that in just a minute too. But I can't multitask, and most of us can't either. We need to focus. We need to block out time, which I'm about to get to as well, to do deep work and actually finish things one at a time. Constantly checking email or social media, or looking at your phone too much. Just being distracted, watching YouTube or Netflix on the side while you're trying to work. Again, not being productive, replying to every notification that pops up on your phone. Someone texts you, gotta reply right now. Email pops up, gotta reply right now. No, you don't. You're pulling yourself out of the flow of productivity, and you're robbing yourself of being so much more productive by replying to every notification right then and there when they come in. The list goes on and on. Can you think of more of these that you do? You probably can. Pause this video, make a list, and start just becoming more conscious of them. Okay, so here are some examples of things that, in my opinion, are actually productive. Any revenue generating task. So lead generation, outreach, making or posting content for your business, taking sales calls or discovery calls, going to networking events, the list goes on and on. But anything that is going to generate revenue for your business, I deem as something that's highly productive and worth doing. Because if you're not making money, I don't care what you say, you don't have a business. Another one is taking care of your mental and physical health. But again, in moderation. Don't spend all day doing it if you're making like $2,000 a month and you want to make $15K a month in your video business. Everything comes in balance. Life is about balance. But you have to take care of your mental and physical health, especially in this industry, because if you don't take care of yourself and you're only always taking care of your clients, you're going to burn out. You're not going to last. I've been there. That's also a topic for another video. But I consider that a high value task that is actually productive. But again, in moderation, couple hours every day. And like I said earlier, probably the stuff that you should be doing, but you're not. So again, make a list, pause this video, make a list of the stuff you should be doing, but you're not. All right, so here are the 3 things that you can use, kind of the tools, the tricks that you can use to become more productive. Set some deadlines. I'm gonna start with a personal story. I've been busy lately, very busy. A lot of traveling, a lot of going on inside my businesses. And like I said, I'm getting married next week, which I'm super excited for, rocking the party shirt in this video because it's just kind of a fun season right now, So super pumped for that. But even with all this stuff going on, like I've been more productive than ever. And this is actually what inspired me to make this video now because this is very top of mind. Even while wedding planning, hosting so many friends and family visiting lately because it's summer here in Central Oregon. It's beautiful. Everyone wants to visit. It's a lot of hosting, traveling for multiple events and more. Even while all that's been going on, I've been able to hire a new employee, build a new sales funnel, secure a new video client, and double our revenue over last month, and launch a new offering. And so I'm actually finding that I'm getting more done now than like in the dead of winter when it's snowing and it's cozy and I have nothing going on and I'm kind of just chilling. And that is because, for me at least, everyone's different, but for me at least, pressure makes diamonds. When I'm under pressure, I get more done because I'm setting a deadline. There's an end goal, and so I have to get there's a time where I have to be done with this versus just an open-ended, never-ending, bucket of time that I can spend making tweaks on my site or launching a new offer. Hopefully you're following. I'm about to take, at least 2 weeks off. I think we might take more off. And there was so much to be done before I leave next week to go and get married. And so because I had that deadline, I actually forced myself to move the needle forward and wrap up a ton of projects that were kind of dragging out. And so I've been super productive. So if you're trying to finish your website, and it's been dragging on, or you're trying to put out content and, for some reason you're just not doing it, and you want to start finally doing it, you could either set a deadline for yourself that you have to have it done by, so kind of a make-believe deadline, or create an actual life event that forces you to be done with it. So like plan a vacation. Doesn't have to be a vacation, but like plan something where you're leaving and like you have to be done with this thing by then, or else it doesn't get done for even longer. I find that this has been really helpful for me, so I wanted to share it with you guys. Setting deadlines is probably my favorite way of ensuring I'm actually being productive and not just feeling productive in my head. Number 2, time blocking. Blocking out dedicated time for the stuff that you should be doing, but you're not. Block time out for that and then set them in stone inside your schedule. You can do this by the hour or by the day. For me, Mondays are for meetings with my team and my mentors. Tuesdays are for coaching calls that I host. Wednesdays are for handling admin tasks in the business. Thursdays are for content creation. And then Fridays, I shoot content. Today is actually Thursday, but I got inspired to make this video, so I wrote it, and I'm just filming it right now. And then tomorrow I'm shooting content again all day. Then within each day, I schedule blocks of time for certain tasks. That way, there's no questioning what you're going to be working on that day. You can just get to work and be as productive as possible. You're not wasting 2-3 hours of your day twiddling your thumbs trying to figure out what would be productive to work on that day. It's just done. It's just there. So that helps me a ton. And number 3, take breaks. In contrast to hustle culture, breaks are actually extremely important. I believe that. There's this law of diminishing returns that occurs when you just kind of work without taking breaks. What I mean by that is the quality of your work starts to decrease. And guess what happens? You become less productive when that happens. I like to work in 2-ish hour blocks and take about 30-minute breaks in between. I like to go for maybe a walk, have a snack, stretch, do a quick workout, or sometimes literally do nothing. Sit here, listen to music, pull out my phone, scroll, or just look at the wall and listen to music and chill and do nothing. Like that is productive time sometimes. Sometimes that is the most productive thing that you can do, is to take a break. But big disclaimer, this is what works for me. Everyone's different. Take all of this, play with it, and do what works best for you. Little tip, you could follow the Pomodoro technique if you've never heard of that before, which is working for about 25-minute intervals and then resting for like 5 or 10 minutes. For me, I can focus much longer than that and be really productive still, which is why I personally work in about 2-hour intervals. I've tested that. This works better for me. And then I take about 2 or maybe 3 solid breaks per day. And then, I just can't be very productive after that. So 6, maybe 7 p.m. rolls around. I'm turning my brain off. I'm turning work off. I'm hanging with my current fiance, wife as of next week, probably wife whenever you're watching this video in the future. And I do other things other than just work. And that's kind of a break for me as well. I also do my best thinking in the morning. And so I schedule my most important meetings for earlier in the day. And then I leave the second half of the day for tasks that require a little bit less brain power. But again, do what works best for you and experiment. After being in business for like over 10 years, I finally feel like I have a pretty good rhythm when it comes to my breaks. I used to definitely just power through 16 hours of work sometimes all day, until I realized that I was really only getting probably like 2 hours of solid work done in like a 10 to 16 hour window, which sucks. And so I stopped doing it. And I realized that through a mentor that I had. They're like, dude, you're working like crazy, but your business isn't growing. And this was the problem. I wasn't being productive, even though I felt like I was. So again, working hard, working long hours does not directly correlate to being productive. Drill that in your brain. Working hard and being productive are not the same thing. Don't let your mind trick yourself into thinking you're being productive when you're actually not. This video might be a wake-up call for you, and I hope it is. And you'll usually start to realize this kind of once you're working a ton, but you don't feel like things are really moving forward. And so if that's you right now, just aim to implement just one thing that you learned in this video to be more productive. Don't let it overwhelm you. Don't try and do it all. Just one thing, pick it and use it to become a little bit more productive, 1% more productive today and tomorrow. And if you guys want access to this Google Doc, just to reference, there's going to be a link down below this video where you can download it. So that's it for me. Hopefully this video was helpful. I know it was a little bit different than my usual videos about, pricing and putting together video packages and sales tactics to land more video clients and make 6 figures in your video business. But I think that this stuff is really, really important. And so I wanted to share it, and it's top of mind for me because I've been in such a busy season, yet I've been able to be really productive. So let me know in the comments if this was valuable and if I should make more sort of general business advice videos like this. And if I get enough comments, I'll keep making them for you guys. And if you liked it, don't forget to hit the like button and subscribe if you aren't already. Peace.